80 schools and colleges in Wales now have a full-time rugby officer as part of the Welsh Rugby Union School Club Hub scheme. The School Club Hub scheme was introduced a year ago, with 43 schools taking up the opportunity, and the number of schools has now more than doubled. All of the School Club Hub officers now in post gathered at the National Centre of Excellence recently, where international skills coaches Jason Strange and Chris Horseman delivered the best practice workshops.
What we've got together today is an increase in the number of hub officers. We've moved from 43 up to 80. And that's based on the successes that we've had with regard to the 43 and the increase of participation at school level, and then also the throughput of players into club rugby as well.
This year I was lucky enough to take up a role in Neath Talbot College group, partly funded with the union. So basically my role is to, service the rugby in the college, provide rugby opportunities for people in college, and then get out round the secondary schools really and see any assistance they need. So I mean, a day like this today is key really. So we've had a message earlier from Jason Strange and Chris Horseman really, and it's nice to see that the message from the top of the game now comes down to us, and then it's our job to feed that message out round all the way down through the grassroots of rugby. And I think it's really refreshing to see that obviously the drills they do at the top level may be different, but the fundamentals and key aspects are the same all the way down.
What they do is we take the ideas from the very top end of the game. So we've been looking at things today from the World Cup that's still ongoing, and we're able to transfer that very quickly into our hub schools, but not just into the hub schools. Those hub officers then deliver CPD into the local clubs. So we're really seeing that message transferred from the very top level into grassroots very, very quickly, and that's a key strength for us in Wales, to be able to transfer that message so quickly.
It's important because obviously, I think if you can get the fundamentals of the skill base in place from a young age, when they finally come up through the age grades, and hopefully the majority of them, end up being coached by Wales, then at least the head coach knows that he's got someone who can do the skill set he wants, which, catch, pass, contact area, tackle technique. And as I say, that's part of our role really, to make sure that the building blocks and the fundamentals are in place, so then later in time people can be coached on the technical aspects of it.
The success of the 43 has really meant that there's been significant demand, both in terms of from clubs who now seek to engage within the programme and get their local schools engaged, but also from the schools themselves, who see the value of having a significant amount of rugby played within the school, both by boys and girls, and what that can mean to the school. So, and I think for us, there is the thought that we will progress further. We're perhaps looking to go to 100, and certainly the demand we have on the ground now means that we'll try and get to that number fairly quickly, I think.
We've had a good uptake of Year 7s. I think we had 32 Year 7s playing in our first game, which was a bit of a challenge to get everyone on the field. But yeah, the work I've done in the primaries from last year has really paid off this year now. So we've got a fresh crop of players who are ready to play. And then higher up the school, we actually had our first seniors game the other week, where last year we only managed to get it at the end of the year. So we've already got our first one out of the way this year now, so hopefully kick on with that as well. Speaking from a regional point of view of the Dragons, the more schools that you have with hub offices in them, the more fixtures and stuff that we can play in the new schools that it opens up for us. So we're not playing just the nearest 5 schools like we were a lot last year. For instance, last night we had a tournament up in Bargoed, which was 45 minutes away for us to go to, but we had 5 other schools there as well. So we played 5 games last night. So new officers coming on board, it's just opening up new avenues like that for us. So it's all positive.